What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. It is the first vlog of 2020, the first video of 2020. So I just want to wish you guys a very happy new year. I hope that you guys really enjoyed your holidays with your family, with your friends, with whoever you spent them with. Hope you had a very great end to 2019 and a very great beginning to 2020. So glad to have you guys back and to be starting this again. So to start off the year, I thought I would do a little get ready with me while I talk about some resolutions and tips for resolutions if you have any for 2020. Currently, Paul and I are in Niagara Falls. We're spending the weekend here. We just thought we would have a little getaway for ourselves after the holidays and everything. Everything was so dedicated to family and friends that we're just like, okay, now it's time to focus back on us, and we thought we'd start off the year off this way. Yeah, we have date night tonight. Because we're in Niagara, we're actually going to one of my favorite spots, which is Wind Sushi. That's actually in like an hour, so I gotta get started on my hair and my makeup. So while I'm just doing it, I'm just gonna talk to you guys and share some of like my resolutions, I guess, in a way, as well as like maybe tips that might help you with your resolutions. So I'm an Aquarius, and according to my zodiac sign, 2021 is actually going to be my golden year. This year is actually supposed to be the year that I basically get ready for it. Basically, I'm gonna get my shit together this year to prepare for 2021, because 2021 is supposed to be my year. So I do my makeup also very different from a lot of people because I don't like to use a whole lot of makeup. Yeah, I try not to use too much foundation because my skin does not like me wearing makeup. Back to my resolutions. So yeah, according to that whole situation with 2021 being my year, 2020 this year is my year to get shit together. So we are gonna do that. I just brushed the foundation in my eye. The first thing I wanted to talk about was exercise. So exercise is usually on everyone's resolution list. So one of the tips that I have, and one thing that I'm starting to do as well, is I aim to put in a workout at least 3 to 4 times a week. It's doable for me. Depends on my schedule with both my jobs, but it's doable. So ideally you want to put in a workout 3 to 4 times a week, and at least for 40 minutes. So sometimes for me, my workouts consist of Muay Thai training. So that's usually like an hour long class. But when I'm not doing that and I want to just do something at home, I'll pull up something on YouTube and just get on the treadmill. If I'm doing something at least once a day for 40 minutes to an hour, I think that's good, and I think that's a great start. I think it's a great way to start off if exercise is on your resolution list. Fun fact, another thing that works for me, that keeps me motivated when it comes to getting on the treadmill, is I play Pokemon Go still. Now it's like I can get on the treadmill and just do my walking or my running, whatever it is, and it counts hatch an egg or whatever. So that keeps me motivated. I don't know, I like shit like that. So next up, I want to talk about drinking water. People say that they're like, oh, you know, I gotta drink more water, I gotta drink more water. But you also have to make sure that you're drinking water and that you are doing something, which goes back to exercise, that you're doing something to get rid of that excess water. Those, for people who are trying to figure out, I know they always say, oh, drink 8 glasses a day, but glasses come in all different shapes and sizes. So it's really confusing for a lot of people, and they want to know in terms of ounces. So one thing that I learned recently is that if you take your weight and you divide it by 2, that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day. I drink about 80 ounces of water before 5 p.m. So I'm 150 pounds. And if I divide it by 2, that's 75 ounces of water daily. That's how much you need. But I am drinking more because then I go to the gym and I make sure that I work it off. Because you need to have your cardio and sweat it out. Do whatever. You can't have that building up in you. Next up, I don't know if I can do this with the camera. It's kind of weird. The next thing I want to talk about is financing. So set a budget and stick to it. It's so hard. but it's needed. If you're gonna make a budget, you need to stick to it. Also, in your budget, you should consider 3 things. Your short-term savings, your long-term savings, and your curveball savings. I only recently learned about this, and this has been like a game changer for me when it comes to saving my money. Basically, what a short-term savings would be like for example, I know that I'm going to a baby shower at the end of the month, and I can put aside a few dollars every paycheck, so that way when the time comes for this dinner, I'm not dipping into my credit card, I'm not dipping into a savings account, I'm not dipping into something I don't have. I'm just going to take that money and use it for my meal, so that way I have it already. For a long-term savings, an example of that could be like the car that you want to buy at the end of the year, or moving out. So I would put that in my long-term saving account. And then next, we have the curveball savings. You never know what's going to happen, so it's always good to have a few dollars put aside every month, every paycheck, whatever works for you. But you can put aside to save, basically, because obviously there's so much other things going on that you need to consider. That's why you make a budget. But one thing that I strongly believe in is, before you do any of that, before you pay your bills, before you put aside your savings, make sure you're putting something aside for yourself, because that's when you're going to start dipping into credit cards and other things that, you know, money where you don't have right away. I also learned that recently, and I think it's really important that you're putting aside something for yourself. Another resolution, I hope I do this because this is really hard to do with a camera instead of a mirror. I think we're on a little bit too bad. Anyway, this year I want to travel more, and honestly, that's not just referring to like traveling the world. A big thing for me is also like exploring my city. I'm from Toronto, and there's a lot of places in Toronto that I haven't been to yet. I do have a few trips coming up this year that I'm super excited for, but I really want to add in a few more like little road trips and really get out there and see what my hometown's about. I think that's where it always starts. It's like you always start from home, or it's like back to basics kind of thing. So one thing I want to do for 2020 is to just explore and travel a little bit more than I did last year. Okay, so when it comes to home, I feel like I'm not getting it. I feel like I can never get my brows done. I want to suggest committing to purging your room seasonally. Spring cleaning, winter cleaning, fall cleaning, summer cleaning. I do it and I love it. I always find like things to get rid of, or I'm like, oh yeah, you know, because sometimes I'll save it and I'll be like, I'll use this soon, this month is coming up, or this season is coming up, so I'll use it then, and I end up keeping it. So once that season's over, I have no excuse. Bedrooms, houses, your spaces, basically, purge them seasonally, and then you should commit weekly to cleaning your room, your space, whatever it is, wherever it is. Commit some time weekly to cleaning that area and maintaining that cleanliness and organization. Like, the energy you put into your home is the energy that you'll put out there as well, I feel. So that's my suggestion. Let's get back to this, because we have 6:30 reservations and we're supposed to leave at 6. I'm not sure if we're gonna make that. The next thing I thought I would talk about is productivity. One thing that I do when it comes to productivity or getting my errands done is that I wait till I have a day off or a chunk of time that I know that I'm going to have off, and then I dedicate like running my errands to that chunk of time. And another thing that helps with that is making a to-do list. I always make a to-do list or a priority list, whatever way you want to call it, of things and places I need or things I need to get done, and I save it for these days if I can, so that way once I get it all done, you feel so accomplished. You're just like, okay, I'm just banging this list out. That's my suggestion, is saving like to-do lists, or like chunks of time that you have off, because you'll feel really good about it at the end when you get things done. Another thing, skincare. Okay, this one is super important to me. Up until December 2019, I did not have a skincare routine. I did not have a skincare, like, anything. Like, nothing was working for me. It took me a really long time to get a routine together and to find products that worked for me. Literally, like, growing up, I always felt like the person with, like, the type of skin that you could connect the dots on. It wasn't pretty. Like, I did not enjoy my skin. I did not love my skin. I honestly felt like my skin hated me. I just felt nothing I did ever worked. The growth that my skin has made since I started doing certain things and using certain products, it's been great. Like, I feel so much more confident, like, going out into the real world without makeup on. I'm just more confident with my skin and happier about it. So if you have a skincare routine, stick to it and be consistent with it. Here's someone. For those of you who don't have a skincare routine or regimen, or you don't know what products work for you just yet, just honestly commit to washing your face. Like, what I do is I wash my face in the morning, I wash my face after work, and then I wash my face before I go to bed. So I have, like, my morning care routine, I have my nighttime care routine, which aren't the same, by the way. When I wash my face after work, it's normally because I'm going to the gym and I don't want to build up more on top of what's already, like, built up on my face throughout the day. Another suggestion or a resolution tip that I have is planning ahead. I have a calendar on my wall, I have a calendar on my phone, I also have an agenda. I don't really like surprises. I like to have everything in front of me, and I like to physically see where I have time gaps to see if I'm available for something else or if I can plan something that night. I like to make sure that I can see my time available. I literally put everything onto my calendar, especially the calendar in my bedroom, because I like to physically see my time gaps. So another thing that I really wanted to work on this year is family. Now, I make time, regardless of all my schedules, I make time for family gatherings, for special occasions. So a big thing that I want to work on this year is kind of making more of that effort to see my family and spend time with my family outside of the holidays or outside of those special occasions. For some of you who know or have seen my other vlogs, I have nieces that are twins. I also have another niece. She's going to be 4 this year, but it's different when you're seeing them and actually spending time with them. I want to make sure that I'm actually spending time with them on a regular basis. Why is this one so short? So I want to make sure that I'm seeing them and seeing my family on a regular basis, where it's not just like, oh, I'll see you at Thanksgiving, I'll see you at Christmas. I think with some of my family, that's when I see them. I only see them on Thanksgiving and Christmas. We can do better in 2020. My arms start to hurt after a little while. Another resolution of mine that I have for this year is dedicating more time to the love of my life. Yeah, it's really hard, especially when you want. Yeah, you can't do that and expect me to think you're not here.
You can do it. I believe in you.
You believe in me? Well, Paul's here now, so. What I was saying, my relationship is very important to me. So I feel like with everything that was going on for, like, Christmas, I felt like we kind of had to focus on everybody else and not us so much. Because I just feel like, sometimes with my life and with, like, the person that you're dating or the person that you're with, there's so much to catch up with my life, and there's so much to catch up with your life that you kind of lose the us factor, and you just caught up with everything else that you don't get to really focus on focus on us. Date nights, bi-weekly. Oh, and also, like, I feel like when you can't be together with the person at the time, you have to make sure you're, like, taking advantage of those conversations that you're having with them, whether it's phone calls or text messages. And you should start each conversation off with love. Whether it's saying I love you or just being nice to each other. I think that's really important. Another thing that I think is really important is even when dating, I know this is a big rule for marriage, but even when dating, you should never go to bed angry with each other. Last resolution of 2020 that, well, for me personally, is to schedule and make time more me time. It could be something as simple as, you know, having a bubble bath, or listening to a podcast, or reading a book, or just sitting around and like focusing on your goals. Whatever it is, you should really make time to invest time into yourself. Your mental health is the most important thing. It should be the biggest priority in your life. I can't emphasize that any more than I am now. And I really feel like 2020 should be the year of you, taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, investing time into yourself. Like I said, for me, 2021 is going to be my golden year, so 2020 is my year to get my shit together. When 2021 comes, I'm ready to kick his ass. So that's all for me and my resolutions and tips for 2020. Thank you for getting ready with me for my date night with the man over there. I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye!